Mark, welcome to the Blend. I hope you're having a kick-ass night with us.
Thanks, Steve.
Now, you got brand new music out. You guys are everywhere right now. You're out on tour. Tell me, what is that like being on tour again?
Well, we really haven't stopped. I mean, the only thing different now is we're not, going on tours that last 2 years or anything. We're kind of just playing, maybe 60 shows or maybe 70 a year, not including Europe. So, we got in the studio this year, early this year, with Michael Wagner and made a new record. And, we're thrilled with everything and the way it turned out and stuff. So,
I don't know. Sounds like you're taking it easy.
Right now, I'm kind of chilling. I'm at home right now, but we got a few shows coming up here. We're going to Pennsylvania this week. We got a couple shows there, and
yeah, I was just kind of checking out who you're performing with. You got Vince Neil, Autograph, Slaughter, Bret Michaels, Vixen. My God, that is a kick-ass tour, my friend.
Yeah, we run into these guys, that we played with back in the day, and everybody's playing great. It seems like everybody's taking care of themselves a little bit these days, and everybody's playing really good, all the bands we run into.
Before we talk about the new single and new CD, here is a question that I must pose to you. Us all being, 80s, you guys were huge. My hair was huge. What happened to our cool hairstyles, my friend? What happened to it?
I don't know. The fashion just seemed to go along with the 80s. As far as the band goes, all the bands, I mean, the same people that were making Judas Priest clothes were making our clothes, you know what I mean? So, we all kind of looked the same. I mean, everybody had the hair and whatever. So I think it's similar to the 70s. Everybody had the bell bottoms going, and it seems like every decade has some kind of certain fashion to it.
Would you want to go back and relive those days, the 80s?
Sure. I mean, we're pretty much doing it now. We haven't changed anything that we do as far as we might treat ourselves a little better as far as partying.
Right.
We're not quite as hardcore as we used to be, but I don't know. We really haven't changed the way we write songs. We still get together, and so nothing's really changed except the world.
Actually, that's a great point that you bring up in terms of writing songs. During your heyday, or I shouldn't say heyday, but as you're coming up, you're writing about and you're inspired by certain things. What inspires this new CD? What inspired the songs and the lyrics?
Well, usually with us, the music dictates what the lyrics are going to be. Okay. It's kind of like the songs write themselves in a way. And some people, I've heard Elton John has some lyricist guy that hands him lyrics and he makes songs around the lyrics. And I've never done that before. I obviously it works, but the way we do it is, we write the lyrics through the melody.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it really speaks to you, and you kind of know what the melodies are saying. And sometimes it's a little more difficult, but I don't think we've ever we're not really political,
mm-hmm.
and we write about real life, and it's never like I said, writing lyrics before. So as far as the inspiration, it's the music, and usually when we have something like when I know there's going to be a record coming up in a few months or whatever, I get really in creative mode. I'm just constantly playing my guitar, and things just seem to kind of pop out, and I'll just record it. I'll just always record my ideas, and everybody else is doing the same thing, and then we just get together. And on this album, it was pretty much a group effort as far as the lyrics. We rented a house in Nashville, and we did a lot of work there. When we went to Nashville, we really didn't have the songs finished. which Michael Wagner didn't really love that, but it's just the way it worked out. We worked on the songs for 10 days. We all got together. We go, we got to be in Nashville in 10 days. We better get these songs done, you know. So we didn't have the lyrics finished when we went there.
Okay.
He wasn't really totally used to that. So, but once we finished a couple, 3 songs, he goes, okay, I guess this can work, you know.
So walk me through that process. Obviously, Nashville is where everybody is going. A lot of the bands I talk to, they're all performing and writing in Nashville. So there's got to be something about Nashville as well. So you're starting out with some type of melody, and then everyone just kind of joins in, or you're going back and forth, you're jamming to it. Walk me through one of these songs and how you wrote it.
Okay. Well, what usually happens is maybe I'll have a riff, or Michael Lardy will have a riff, or he might come to the band with a whole song, and maybe we'll make a few changes to it, or I might have like almost the whole song. But I usually have a melody in mind for the verse, maybe for the pre-chorus, for the chorus. Might even have a lyrical idea for the chorus, and just kind of bring it to the band, and they put their, you know, the singer will put his twist on it. And the way we did it this time is we all worked on the lyrics, because the way Michael Wagner records is he has the band play together, which we love that, because that's when, you know, that's the best, that's the way we've always done it.
Right.
We just record all together, but we only keep the drums. It's just so the drummer can feel the music, and, you know, and then after that, after the drums are done, then the bass player plays to our tracks that, you know, they're on tape already, so he can just play with the drummer, spin his drum tracks, and get the bass handled. And once that is done, the way Wagner does it is he likes to finish one song at a time. That gave us a chance to work on that song that we're going to do the following day. We could work on the lyrics that night. So we'd all sit around and just throw ideas at each other, because we already pretty much had the melodies. Like what we sent Michael Wagner was from a rehearsal room, and one of our crew guys was holding an iPad in the air.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And the singer was just going la 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 la, you know what I mean? So he was less than thrilled with that, but
that's how a lot of my shows go, a little la la las.
Yeah, and la la la, you know.
Right.
He's going.
Right.
He's going. When we first got to the studio, he's going, "Where's the lyrics?" And
Yeah.
we go, "We haven't finished the lyrics yet."
That's really old school, because I was going to ask if technology helped or hindered this CD, but it sounds like it really had any effect on this new CD.
Well, no, because we do everything the way we've always done it. The only thing different is it's faster now, in the sense of edits and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now it's just a click of a mouse. In the old days, they'd have to cut tapes up, and it would take hours.
Yeah.
Just for one small edit. Now it's just like not any problem. So the recording process itself is faster, which makes it easier on us, you know, because we're not stopping and starting a lot.
Right.
So, you know, you can keep your momentum going, and, you know, and not have to take a lot of breaks. I don't really like to take breaks, you know, when we're vibrating at a certain frequency and everything's rolling, you know.
Yeah. Are you big into technology?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I was shocked with all Wagner's gear. I mean, this place is like a spaceship. I can't believe all the stuff he has. In fact, he talked me into playing through what's called a Kemper, which is real profiling of different amplifiers. Like, it has, I don't know, thousands of amps, but the guy that invented it actually gets the exact sound waves that come from these different amps.
Wow.
So when you A and B the profile to a real amp, you cannot tell the difference. And so at first I was against it, because I plug in and play through speakers,
Yeah.
and I'm just like a normal Joe.
Yeah.
Well, this is like a direct thing, but it really feels like an amp. I mean, it sounds amazing, and it's so consistent because you're not dealing with microphones on speakers, and a lot of times you might hear it a certain way because your ears are in a certain part of the room.
Right.
But
Right.
the microphone's directly on. You're not listening to the amplifier where the mic is. The mic's right on the speaker. You're judging it by you're standing 4 feet away. You know what I mean?
Right.
So a lot of times you have to tinker with the mic,
Yeah.
and
True.
with this Kemper, it goes on exactly how you hear it. So that was something different and a little bit of modern technology that I wasn't familiar with.
Jeez.
Yeah, and this Michael Wagner is such a high-end pro.
Yeah.
He's done every band under the sun from our era. I mean, there's just not Ozzy, Metallica, Megadeth, Extreme. I mean, he has so many. When you walk into this guy's studio, you're blinded by platinum records. They're just like everywhere.
Jeez.
And it was really a thrill for us to work with him again because he did our first album.
Yeah, there you go. So you're going full circle again. I was going to ask about that. You've been around 30, 35 years, and it sounds like with this new music, this new CD, it sounds like you're back to where you started.
Yeah, with our very first producer, and it happened totally by accident. Just happened to meet him on the Monsters of Rock cruise, and I just said hi to him, and we just hung out for a minute, and I was walking away, and he said, why don't we do something again or whatever? And I'm like, it just totally took me by surprise, and we stayed in touch, and before I knew it, we were recording, But yeah, we were sitting around after the music was all recorded trying to think of a name for the record because we never name it before the music's finished. And we were trying to name it after songs, and nothing was really killing us as far as ideas. And Michael Lardy, actually, the keyboard player, guitar player, came up with that title, Full Circle. And I go, I really like that, because at least it makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. It didn't even dawn on me, full circle, you going back with your original producer. So how have you changed over these 35 years, and even the producer? All right, so you guys are 35 years later. Like, could you imagine talking to yourself 35 years ago and going, I'm still here, I'm still playing at arenas? It's got to just blow your mind.
Yeah, I mean, you don't figure to still be here after 30 years, but I guess it's because we keep making new music.
Yeah.
I would think the band would have been over 20 years ago had we just quit making records or, quit recording new songs. That's what keeps us motivated and keeps our energy up is by, just continuing to make music.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we feel blessed that we have the songs we do, from the past or whatever, but we just love to continue to make new music.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I've noticed from, not specifically that era, but a lot of bands from the 80s and 90s, they stopped recording, so they're just playing the hits, the 2 or 3 songs.
Right.
And that's disappointing to me. When I show up, I want to hear some new stuff. I want to hear what you guys are doing different from, you play stuff from the mid-80s, the mid-90s, and now I want to hear, I want to hear it all. I don't want to just hear the hits. Right. That's me.
Yeah, and that's, that's, I think, why we keep making new music is because it eliminates the risk of going through the motions, which we never want to do. I'm genuinely excited when I go on the stage. We have a couple jams that we never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We're throwing in a couple new ones and just keep it fresh for ourselves, and that way we're not, ho-hum, another day at the office type thing.
Right. Now, before you take the stage, do you go through a process to get yourself ready? Do you sit in back? Do you play certain songs? Are you guys all separated? What is it like before you guys hit the stage?
I feel a little bit nervous, kind of like, I don't know, more of an anticipation kind of nerves, not like, coffee flying out my
Right.
nose and I'm like wigging out. I just like, you feel this adrenaline, before you go on. It's pretty weird, So I just don't really think of anything. That seems to be when I play my best.
Okay. Hey, just let it fly. And I would think for your band and for you that it's got to be the audience that just electrifies you. If the audience is into it from the get-go, you got to play better. You just got to totally get into it. And if they're dead and not really into it, I would think that would be the most difficult thing if I was a musician.
And that's the thing about why I never get tired of playing, the Rock Me's, the Once Bitten Twice Shy, House of Broken Love, Save Your Life, any of our old hits, because it is a different audience every night.
Yeah.
And the reaction is, you never get tired of the feedback, from the instant feedback from a crowd.
Yeah.
And, our fans are so loyal. They're still there. They're still in front of the stage, arms in the air, rocking out, so it's a lot of fun.
I always thought you look out into the crowd and you go, are we really this old? It can't be true because you're jumping around having a riot.
Yeah. I don't have a real answer for that because some of my friends have, just lived a normal 9-to-5 type life. They seem to be more, have less energy. They're a little bit more worn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if it's from stress or I'm not really sure what it is, but I think it's partly to do with, when you're lucky enough to do something you love to do, you're blessed with that. It seems to keep you young for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the old saying, the job that you need to have is something that you love, because then it's no longer a job. It's just something that you do. Like, I love what I do. And as many people will think, there's pieces of it where it's a job, and I got to fill out a hell of a lot of paperwork and stuff. But still, I love what it is that I do. And that's what I hear from you. You love who you are and what you do.
Yeah. And that, that keeps you, and, we have to work out. We have a few more pains probably than we used to have or whatever, but for the most part, everybody's doing good. We're playing well, and, we're all sober. Nobody smokes cigarettes. I mean, it's pretty.
That's what happens. I'm telling you, everyone I talk to, it's the same thing. They're eating better. They're a little healthier. Okay, so maybe there's a little more smell of Bengay after shows, but still, you're happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the conversations are a little different than the old days. In the old days, it's like, hand me a beer, and now it's like, how's the arthritis?
Right. Isn't that the truth? Where's the extra strength Tylenol? My feet are sore or whatever. That's too funny.
Exactly.
That is too funny. But that's part of life. That's why you do what you do, and people love it and keep coming back, and the crowd gets bigger and bigger, and they've never left. That's something to be proud of, my friend.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not grateful for that. I really am. We've always treated our fans the best we could. We never leave anywhere until everything's signed, all pictures are taken, and we're totally appreciative of the fans.
And that's the best part of it. I remember back in the 80s going to some of those the bands and seeing all this, even my early radio days, and the bands would just take off. They didn't care. And these were big bands that would just play and take off. That's what I really like seeing, that all of you guys are sticking around and saying hello and taking pictures and really just absorbing all of this, which is the best part. I'm sure in the 80s and the 90s and stuff, it's all a blur. Now you get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, we learned a lot from bands as far as how to, like bands like the Scorpions, Judas Priest.
Yeah.
One thing I took from them is how to treat people.
Yeah.
I really noticed that they were, they kind of took us under their wing in a way. We were so green back then. We didn't know what we were doing, and so that's what I really took from the bigger bands, is kind of how to treat people. I mean, there were a couple bands where, like you said, they just ditch the fans. They go running into cars and stuff like the Beatles, but. Yeah, so I don't know what to say about all that, but
it's just enjoy life. Enjoy, it's short.
So the bigger bands are pretty humble.
Yeah, and they should be. Even I had the chance to talk to the guys from Def Leppard, saw them behind backstage and stuff. They were saying hello to anybody, every fan that they could. And I just looked at that and I said,
Awesome.
That's the way it should be. Always. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing I've noticed is, like, I grew up with a lot of heroes.
Yeah.
And I got to meet pretty much every one of them, all the guitar players, the Billy Gibbons, the Carlos Santana,
Wow.
Blackmore, all the ones that made me want to play guitar. And every one of them were the most soulful, down-to-earth, gave me their time, and I'm just going, man, I'm so shocked. It's the ones that think they're supposed to be like icons that can be a little, whatever, a little jerky or testy or something.
Yeah, they're just kind of full of themselves.
The guys that are there, they're always, it's Billy Gibbons, I mean, God, he's the sweetest guy I've ever met. I just met Robin Trower the other night.
Wow.
Told him a quick story because he was kind of a hero of mine too when I was about 16 or 17. And I went to a show, and he didn't even do meet and greets. He does it from a car driving away or some kind of deal. But the sound man walked me back, and I got to meet him one-on-one, and I shared a story that I learned the entire Bridge of Sighs album in a van off an 8-track tape. He couldn't believe it. He's going, no way. It doesn't have rewind, And I'm like, yeah, I just had to listen to it over and over.
Right. And I'm telling you right now, people are Googling 8-track tape. They're going, what the hell is an 8-track? So,
remember that? Yeah. I actually had a Black Sabbath 4 8-track tape, and I learned every note on that record. But one of the songs, it clicked to the next track and didn't even get to end. Like it, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Yep.
There was more to go, but it clicked and just went to the next song. So you didn't even hear the end to that song. So to this day, I have no idea how that went.
I remember a Foghat 8-track that was like that my brother used to listen to all the time. I remember that. I don't remember which Foghat Live. I think it was the Foghat Live. Even like Peter Frampton. That was another one, an 8-track, where it just kind of jumped forward. You're like, wait a second. How do I go for do you, and then it jumps, feel? It's like, what?
It'll click over during the song and then finish it.
Yeah.
But this song, right before it was going to end, clicked and went to the next song. It didn't give you the rest of the music. That was the really weird part.
Yeah, and then you listen to vinyl, you're like, wait a second. There was more to this song? I'm thrown off here, my friend. Oh, my God. So tell me about the new single that just got released. You got the brand new CD, Full Circle, Big Time. Tell me about Big Time.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind of funny because when we sequenced the album, Michael Wagner we sat around and he was kind of picking the songs in order and how it should go. Mm-hmm. And, we were kind of just sitting there agreeing with everything. And we played it for a few fans, kind of friends and stuff like that, played them the album just to see what song sticks out. And they kept coming back with Big Time. They go, this is like classic Great White and this, that, and the other. So we were going to release I'm All Right, which was the first track on the album. Mm-hmm. We would never bury a song and put it 8th on the album if we thought it was going to be the single.
Sure.
Or, whatever, the first song that we're putting out. I don't even know if they call it single anymore. Whatever. But they kept, like I said, they kept coming back with that because it has the dynamics, mm-hmm. which we're kind of known for, like with Rock Me and stuff like that. And then it had the big chorus and everything. So, I don't know. It's just, that's what I mean. We've never changed, we've never gotten away from ourselves and try to get too crazy and do something different. We just write songs. We keep it very simple. We write songs, and the best ones make it onto the record. Yep. We've never sat around and go, okay, what kind of record do you guys want to make?
Right.
No, we just go, do you got any ideas? Yeah, let me hear it. Okay, I like that. Let's work on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No filler crap singles in their tracks. I hate that.
Yeah, well, we try to make the best music we can. I think that this album, song for song, is pretty strong, and even the production is like amazing. So I'm pretty happy with the album, the feedback, and everything. But yeah, so the fans and friends of ours just kind of picked that song.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. The new CD, Full Circle. You guys could download that. You know, here we are. Is it on vinyl? Tell me you guys are going to put that on vinyl.
Yeah, we're going to put vinyl out.
Awesome.
And also, it's available on our website, officialgreatwhite.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get the hard copy, the physical product, it's actually accompanied by a DVD. We hired a film company to film us in the studio the whole 2 months.
Awesome.
So we had cameras rolling the whole time, and they edited it together just masterfully. So it's a 2-disc set. So it has a DVD of the making of Full Circle
awesome.
and the CD.
All right,
So
fantastic.
I just thought it'd be fun for the fans to see that because, you know, usually don't invite all the fans into the studio to watch you, like, argue and make the record, you know what I mean? But we just thought, you know, this is a really exciting thing we're doing, working with Michael Wagner, and we just thought it'd be fun and cool to share it with, you know, the people that bought the CD. Because you can actually watch the songs develop. I mean, we're writing lyrics with cameras rolling.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing.
Wow. What a great gift for your hardcore fans. They deserve something like this.
Yeah. I got the idea because a few years ago I saw this making of Machine Head by Deep Purple, but they had done it 25 years after the fact. So they shared all the stories about the way they made it, and it was so interesting. I was just blown away. The bass player is like pushing one fader up at a time, going, listen to this Blackmore part.
Wow.
Listen how machine-like he is here. And I'm just going, God, this is... Because I'm such a fan myself. I mean, I'm the geekiest fan you ever could know. So I'm going, how cool would it be if we rolled cameras while we were making it? Yep. To where we don't even know how this record's going to come out. I mean, we're hoping it comes out good, but we don't even know. But just capture the moment, you know, of making it and you know, make it available for the fans. It really turned out good. You know, after a while, you don't even know they're going.
Right.
You know, you're not paying attention to the guys with cameras. You're just kind of doing your thing. So
what a great idea.
Got really cool.
Go to officialgreatwhite.com. There you go. Download all that. All right, get the vinyl. Get it all.
All the download sites like the iTunes. I think there's like 35 stores. Amazon, Spotify, Google. I mean, there's nowhere you can't find the album.
Plus, you guys, they got tour dates. It's all posted up there. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Mark, what a pleasure to have you on. As you guys go through the tour, we'll have you back on in a few months. What do you say?
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it, man. You guys do a good show, and, you know, we appreciate it, you know, playing our music. And over the years, I don't know how long the station has been together, but
hey, we're fans, man. We're fans.
So our mediums are pretty dwindled these days. Yeah. So,
hey, we need each other, man. We need each other.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Here's a brand new single from the new CD. It's called Big Time. You guys are listening to The Blend.